Hanging with DJ, glowing eyes. Ting!
Hello, everybody. Hope you all are having a great day. Welcome to Hanging with DJ Glowing Ice. A bottle of Orbits. Why do I have that in my hand? I have no idea, but it's cool to look at. You know, Magic 8 Ball. Am I really hot? Yes! All right. You didn't see that, but promise me. It said yes. So today I'm going to tell you my entire journey, my lore, my thoughts, my experiences on YouTube in general. And a lot of YouTubers, I wouldn't say that influenced me, but I really enjoyed their content, which got me into the point of like actually watching YouTube in the first place. From Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, to, the LA Beast. Yeah, we're going to get into that, but I want to go back all the way. Let's preface all of this with talking about when I was in high school. It was maybe 2004. We were able to semi-watch videos on the computer that weren't just completely choppy and crappy looking at home. We had a site called Newgrounds where I would watch, flash videos and stuff like that. It'd be kind of funny. A lot of it really dirty kind of stuff, but funny, humorous comedy type stuff. That's what Newgrounds is all about. And there were a lot of other websites back then, I think like break.com and some other ones where you would only go on there just to watch like skateboarding fails and like, oh, look at that guy, he broke his leg, oh God. That was what the internet was used for back in the day. When you'd want to watch a video, you want to see someone just completely crash out or something. It was never like, oh, I'm going to watch a YouTube video and follow this personality and what they do day by day, or a vlog or any of that. But I was never really online completely watching videos all the time. It'd be like a hit and miss type thing. Maybe once a month I would maybe like want to look up, skateboard fails or guy falls off, ladder, bloopers, news bloopers, stuff like that. And that's the very early videos on the internet. And I remember vividly, I was in auto shop class in high school. It was my final year. I was graduating in 2005, and it was like April of 2005, something like that. And me and all my classmates would huddle behind our teacher's desk, and he would just be watching all these videos and stuff. And I think that was around the time YouTube finally became a thing. And it's crazy because it's, I'm old enough to know pre-YouTube, but there are young people that I know that literally grew up from like age 3, age 4. YouTube was just there. It was always just there. But beforehand, it was kind of like, did this SNL sketch get uploaded by somebody? Because there was no channel. There was no Saturday Night Live dedicated channel back then. It was like a free-for-all. People would just throw up random stuff. Back then, like YouTube, I would, watch a lot of the videos just to listen to like unreleased music from a band that I liked. Because, yeah, like 2006 was when I started like actually discovering YouTube. I was living in southern Missouri working as a radio DJ, and the main people that were in charge of that radio station were real, meanies. They were meanies. I could say a lot of bad words, but let's just say meanies. And they would like turn off the internet when it'd be time for me to get on and be in the studio like late at night. Like I was basically treated as a whipping boy in that radio station. I'll never forgive them. So the chances that I would be able to like find the password to get the internet, I would just listen to unreleased music. That was the only way, because I would go home. I didn't have internet at home. I was making 13 grand a year, living in the worst part of town in the studio apartment. It was enough to pay the bills, utility, the rent, and all that. But besides that, I had a PlayStation 2, a VCR TV combo. My recording stuff for music, I've always recorded music since I was like 14, so I always had that. My synthesizer, my drum machine, the 8-track digital recorder had that. And it was basically like I had a cell phone, flip phone. I had a Motorola Razor. Getting online back then in 2006, it was like little spotty here and there. Okay, get on YouTube. I want to look up Darren Hayes, the singer from Savage Garden. He was doing solo stuff. There was a lot of unreleased music just being uploaded from people on YouTube. And, you know, it was Windows Movie Maker kind of like graphics on there. Maybe sometimes it had lyrics. And I remember I was in the production studio where you would record commercials and stuff. And there was a buddy of mine, he was about my age, maybe a year older. And he was like, dude, did you hear this song? It's called Chocolate Rain. It's on YouTube. I'm like, nah, I don't have internet at home, so I'm not, you know, eternally browsing online. He's like, oh, you gotta look it up, dude. So he looked it up, and then it's like I saw this guy, piano playing in the background, and he's going, Chocolate Rain. And I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. That was like the very early origins of YouTube videos that went viral. So I was there to witness it, hit and miss. But I was never really like watching every single thing that ever came out. That was, you know, I remember one time I went up to visit my parents and everything. I had a 77 Caprice, Chevy Caprice. And this is 2006. I got it for like $1,100. It was my first car. I love that thing. It was like a boat. And I drove it all the way back. And by the time I pulled into the parking lot of my apartment, my car just went. And I was like, oh, God. I don't know anybody down there. The only people I do know are the people that I work with at the radio station. And most of them they didn't care about me. There was maybe one guy. His name is Scott. And I love him to death. I hope he's doing well. I haven't heard from him in ages. But he was the only real one. So anyways, back to I pulled into the parking lot. I heard my car clunk. You know, I don't have anybody to help me. So I literally walked 4 miles. I remember there was an auto zone. I walked 4 miles to the auto zone because I had checked my engine. All the oil was just burned out of it. So it had no oil in it. And I was just thinking, okay, hopefully that is the only problem. I'll buy oil and fill it up, and hopefully that will solve it, and I'll be able to turn it back on. Because I tried again, and the engine didn't roll over. So I'm like, oh, God. So I buy a big thing of oil, and I walk all the 4 miles back to my apartment, fill it up in my engine, boom. Car starts right up. And that was the beauty of old cars like that. You know, it didn't take much. If there was a problem, $20, buy some oil or throw this big chunk of metal into it and replace the old chunk of metal, and you're good to go. I quit my job at the radio station late 2007 and moved back home. And, you know, when you're in that position, you went to school for a job that completely or a career that completely just goes nowhere, and it was dying, and it wasn't, you know, going to lead to anything fruitful. Yeah, you have to start over. And so my focus wasn't to watch YouTube videos all day. My focus was on what am I going to do with my life now? Now, bear in mind, you know, during this time, 2006, 2007, 2008, my focus was recording music and putting out my first like demo album, which I finished in 2008, and I released that. And I remember going to Hot Topic because I photocopied this flyer, you know, promoting my album, and I put the MySpace link because, you know, I had a MySpace for it. Put that up in Hot Topic, and I just plastered all of the other flyers. You know, I covered it all up with my stuff because, you know, I'm an asshole. What can I say? So that was what I was doing in 2006, 07, 08, as far as like creative stuff. I bought a digital camera when I was still working as a DJ, and I recorded a few videos of me in the radio station, and I did one video where I cooked. I made Velveeta shells and cheese. and I deleted that video, and I wish I didn't, because that would have been some awesome stuff to watch now. But regardless, that's the kind of videos. If you were ever wondering what kind of videos, that's what we did. And when it came to shooting videos, I was in a band with a few buddies, and we did a lot of like other things besides making music. You know, oh, we're gonna make music, we're gonna make movies, we're gonna make video, funny videos, stuff like that. And so, like 2003, 2004, we were doing that too on the side. So there was a lot of stuff that I have saved. I have that stuff. But, it was never intended, because YouTube didn't exist, to be uploaded anywhere. It was just stored on a VCR or a VHS tape, and that'd be it. Which I would maybe want to release someday, but not at the moment. But the big thing was we played a show in 2008 in front of a Best Buy, and my dad had this new DVD-R little DVD disc recorder handheld thing. So I wound up getting that recorded. So that was like the very early beginnings of 2008 of any kind of videos. And the band eventually just went I went my separate ways from the other two guys. It is what it is. It is how that's how it goes sometimes, I feel like band breakups are harder than breakups with an intimate relationship with somebody sometimes, because me personally, I saw those guys as my brothers. Our main thing was to do the band stuff, and when that fell apart, it was like, it hurt, man. But like I said, that's how it goes. Early 2009, I started recording with another guy, and we formed a metal band, kind of like comedy metal band. And yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. So I took my digital camera and I recorded a lot of that. So I have a lot of footage from 2009, 2010, 2011. Just recording sessions and us doing dumb stuff wherever we went and all that. All right, so we get to 2009. And MySpace was where I was uploading most of my music and everything. And I knew a buddy, Joe, still good friends with him. Hi, Joe. He had a YouTube channel, and we were making a MySpace. Even though MySpace was dying out around that time, we had filmed some videos to put up on the MySpace. But then I filmed a video of me and Joe, or Joe filmed the video. It was us, and we were dancing to Bass Hunters, All I Ever Wanted. And it was like maybe 20 seconds of footage of us dancing, kind of looped and remixed. And we were just cracking up. It was funny. And it was put up on YouTube. So I think that was like the first like video of me being anywhere on YouTube. I wonder if Joe still has that video, or if it's just still on his channel that's, I think, dormant. I don't even know what his channel is called anymore. But Joe, if you have that video, I would love to see it. But that was, the first beginnings of me being on YouTube, was through being on Joe's channel. And then I decided, it was like April of 2009, I was like, let me start up a YouTube channel, because people are leaving MySpace. YouTube seems to be the thing, and it's easier to share your music that way. It'd be a good promotional tool, if anything, for the songs and new stuff that I'll be putting out. So let me start a channel. So I was literally at Target, and I had a Motorola Razr phone, and that was the only way I could get online on the internet, because even then I still didn't have a computer or internet access at home. So it was just like any kind of internet connectivity I had was on that Razr. And so I figured out how to create a YouTube channel on my Razr phone. And I was like, oh, upload a video. So I was like, real quick, what kind of videos do I have on my Razr? And it was one video where it was me yelling for my brother And then he yells back, "What?" And it's just me farting. So that was the very first YouTube video I officially uploaded in 2009, was me calling for my brother, "Hey, Zach, what?" Burn. And classic. What a great way to break into the YouTube world. So, but after that, I just started uploading all my songs and lyrics to each song, lyric videos and stuff like that. So most of the time in 2009, I just put up my music and that was it. There was no, "Hey guys, what's up, man? YouTube, woo! Today I'm gonna talk." And it was nothing like that. It was just music. 2010 comes around. I finally have enough money where I'm able to buy a computer. What? I'm able to buy a computer. I'm moving my hands everywhere. And that's when I'm like, all right, got everything set, got internet. What's the first thing that I do? I look up Lady Gaga Bad Romance music video. And that was the first thing I watched. Of all the things, that's what I watched. I was like, all right, I want to start a YouTube channel now. It's 2010. I got a decent webcam that was like 720p Logitech. Hooked that up. And I was like, maybe I could talk about things and be funny and make funny commercials and stuff like that. You know, the sky's the limit. So at that time, like the idea of being a YouTuber or whatever, like wasn't even a thing. It was still just basically a place you dump your videos onto and you call it a day. Back then, there were no personalities on YouTube that I watched or cared about. Like, maybe Boogie2988 was on or something, but I'm not a fan of his. I don't like his whole thing. So I never watched him, or Shoe Nice, or even LA Beast, where a lot of people will say, "Hey man, that's just like LA Beast." I'm like, I didn't know what LA Beast was or who he was until way later on, after all the Crystal Pepsi stuff and all that. So in 2010, I set up my first, I guess, official YouTube channel that wasn't music, and I started uploading funny videos. I did ASMR type stuff, music tutorials, all that. It was kind of like a very prototype-ish version of this channel. The one big hit that I did get was the how to make a beat on this drum machine. And I simply made that video because my buddy was going to borrow the drum machine and he didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll make this video so, you know, I'll send you the link and you could follow it in case you get lost. It was simply just a video for my one friend that was learning how to use the drum machine. That was it. But I uploaded it and so many people, it started getting a lot of views. Like it got 10,000 views or something. And a lot of people were liking it, and I was like, whoa, this is different than the usual 6 views and 1 dislike on my videos. What's up with that? That's kind of cool. But back then, it was never like, oh, yeah, sell, let's keep pushing, yeah. In order to be a YouTuber, you gotta look at all the stats and make, no, it was just, that's cool, all right on. And, you know, some people would ask questions. Oh, how do you do this on the drum machine? So I was like, I'll make a video. So it's easier for me to do that than type that out and you try to read it. So I remember back then you were able to monetize your channel, I think, without like the thresholds and all that. Like you were just able to log into the Google thing and say, hey, I want to monetize. And I vaguely remember seeing little green dollar signs on all of my videos, meaning they were monetized and were collecting money. I think I collected 25 cents back in 2011 or something. Like after it was all said and done, like 2011, they started changing and went into the official monetization program for YouTube. I never got any of that money. They never sent me a check, but apparently it did make a few bucks or something, or 25 cents. Anyways, so I had that one YouTube channel where I was doing the funny videos and all that, making music. How to play this. I did some unboxings of toys that I got, were limited edition stuff in 2011, 2012. And some of it would be rants. I'd just be driving in my car talking about random things. And one video I made called Guess the Song, where I simply played a guitar riff on this real crappy guitar amp. And the guitar riff that I played was Control by Puddle of Mud. And this is when I met one of the most important people in my life that I still haven't met in real life, but we might as well have in every way, shape, or form other than that, because I've made records with him. He's been on my music. I've been on his music. His name is Giuliano. That's the one of the greatest things early on in YouTube that happened to me was meeting Giuliano. And he came across my video of what is Guess This Song, Puddle of Mud Control. And he guessed it right away, and he started watching my other videos, and he started commenting on like a lot of my videos, and he was wearing a mask at the time as his profile picture. So I'm like, who is this guy? JX73, that was his like username then. So in that video, whoever guessed the song right, the guitar riff right, I would make a custom song for him. And so I wound up making, and there was a catch in that video where if you guessed the right song, I would make a custom song for you. And whatever you wanted to say, whatever. And he won it, so I was like, all right, I'm obligated now. I got to make a song for you. So I was like, what would you want? And he was like, oh, just, heavy and say these things in the song. So I did it, recorded it, sent it to him. And he was like, you are awesome, dude. That is sounded so amazing. And I was like, yeah, thanks. I've been doing it for a while, so hopefully it doesn't suck too bad. He started listening to the first Glowing Ice album that I released in 2011. And a lot of those songs were instrumental. And so he started emailing me these songs, or maybe they were on a YouTube video that he made and sent it to me. I can't remember. But it was him rapping over the instrumentals. And I wish I could have those. I don't think he has them either. I was like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. He's getting into music. No, wait, I got to revise that. 2013, I released the album. So this is 2013. 2011 is when I started recording the album. Yeah, okay. So we're at 2013. And by then, I still don't remember watching a lot of YouTubers. It was still music. I want to make music. I was following a lot of music stuff. So I would watch music videos most of the time. 2013, 2014. I think most of the videos I watched were on Vine. It was an app on your phone. It was kind of like TikTok. You could do 7 seconds of a video and that'd be it, a small little thing. Simon Rex, Dirt Nasty, he was good on there. That's how I found Riff Raff. So I would watch a lot of Dirt Nasty videos and Riff Raff videos, stuff like that. And, it was all music oriented. So this was 2014, and that's when I started my second, I guess, record label YouTube channel for this music for all the projects that I was doing with my buddy Jake. We would make all kinds of stuff. We had like 3 different music projects. This was going to be the home for all of it. A couple years later, we just closed that channel, kind of disbanded, and went our separate ways. From 2014 to like 2016, there was that. It was a good time, but it just didn't go anywhere. There are still some videos that I have and I watch from that era that I think were really awesome. And Giuliano, I've been producing beats for his rap album. He was on some of my stuff. And we were like, you know what? You're the only guy that I even think about making music with. And, let's just start something. Start a channel or a record label or something. We'd always just send emails to each other, music stuff or whatever. And he had sent me a photo that had this eye on it. But it didn't say Industrial Industries. It said Idea Committee or something. I don't think it was Idea Committee. It was Idea something. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, the whole eye design. Because he's like really good in graphic design and all that. I had him do quite a bit of stuff for me, graphic wise. And so I saw the eye, which I really liked. And I was like, what if it was like something that seemed very like serious, ominous, or like something just very professional sounding? So I was like, it's an eye. Let's just do industrial industries. You know, sounds like Access Chemicals from Batman or something. So in 2017, we started the new YouTube channel, Industrial Industries, where Giuliano could put up his music. I would put up my Glowing Ice music and whatever else. And that was our record label channel, so to speak. So we had all of that going on. But during that time, like, I want to say late 2016, 2017, 2018, I was such in a depressed like state of mind. Like I was really down in it. And I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I was just like it was bad. And it got to the point to where I started watching YouTube videos that weren't music or anything. Like, I want to look up something that would make me feel good. I started feeling nostalgic. Like, before then, I didn't really feel nostalgic. I collected things and stuff, but I didn't really feel nostalgic about anything. I didn't feel much about anything. That's how bad it was. But I was just like, I would just be laying in bed at night, and I'd be like, what is interesting? What is even gonna pique my interest at all? Like the only things I really watched was like ASMR stuff to help me sleep. I came across Springbok ASMR. I really like her. So that's the only ASMR I really did like. I watch Bob Ross paint, obviously. That's a standard when it comes to ASMR stuff. But I started searching out and I was like, oh, video game Easter eggs, that's interesting. I'd like to see what kind of secrets in video games that I've been playing, what lurks that I didn't come across. And so I searched that and I came across this guy called the Easter Egg Hunter. I think he's from Australia and or Britain. I don't know. I liked his videos a lot. I don't know if he does too much anymore. But man, the Easter Egg Hunter, I really loved him. He was like my go-to YouTuber that I'd watch at night before I go to sleep or whatever. And then I got into watching a few other YouTubers that like buddies at work would recommend, like Max Mofo, Filthy Frank. And this was like 2017. This was like after all of their big stuff, and like Filthy Frank was pretty much retiring from YouTube. So it's like I caught the end of all of these guys in their peak heyday. I was finally getting into actually watching YouTubers. Watched the back catalog of Filthy Frank. I loved it. iDubbbz, even though how he is now, no. iDubbbz back in the day, it was interesting to watch. And most of the time I would watch these videos while I'd be working out in front of my TV. I'd be in my living room. I'd be like, let me just put something on that's long enough to get me through my workout. And so those videos would suffice pretty well. Ask Mojo, I came across some of those. Here's the 10 list of, sodas that are weird or whatever. And that's when I came across OK Soda, and I saw that, and that's how I got into collecting soda in one way. There was a lot of different factors that got me into collecting soda, but that was one of them because I was like, oh, that looks really awesome. That's cool. I want to know more about that. Because, on Ask Mojo videos, 10 lists, they don't really go that deep with, the lore of anything. It's just kind of like skimming the surface of what you could find just on your basic Wikipedia page, and that's it. But I went pretty deep, and I made a decent video on the history of OK Soda. I know there's more people than one person working on that channel, and like me, they churn out a lot of videos. It would be awesome if I had like a crew of like 5 people working on videos for this channel. That would be so badass. There would be so much more content, and I just had to hire the right guys so it would be good enough, and it wouldn't lose quality. What the IIWR standard is. Also, during this time, I would watch the Report of the Week. This is when he was getting big, and I felt sympathy for him because I remember like people were picking on him still because oh he's so weird, he's wearing a suit, and oh yeah he looks like a grandpa, he dresses like a grandpa. But luckily, the good guys on the internet won and have raised him to a point to where he is a legend on YouTube. So I would watch him. It was like a good, like nobody cussing. Even though I'm not like oh cussing. No, you gotta censor that. But it's good to like watch something that is clean and lighthearted and just fun. Oh, this guy in his car or wherever in a suit, and he's talks properly. He's not big and sweaty like a lot of these food reviewers are, and he's eating cheesy tots, and he has like somewhat of an eccentric personality. I dig that. So I got into watching Review Bra from Report of the Week. I don't know, that was like 2016, 2017. I started watching him a lot, actually. So anyways, in 2018, I uploaded a lot of videos on the Industrial Industries YouTube channel. I think at the moment it has like 24 subscribers. Compared to this channel, it's like crazy. But on that channel is like the inner workings and prototype version of this channel as well. Because when I was working on my second album, Glowing Ice Sunshine Fun Time, which I have a promo copy of the album here that I would give out to stores for free. So yeah, I gave out quite a bit of free albums. They probably all wound up in the trash, but regardless, during the time of recording that album, I was like, maybe I could do a radio show, not a podcast, a radio show I would throw up on the Industrial Industries YouTube channel, just talking about the status of the album, where it was, stories on working on songs and everything else. Kind of like almost a diary behind the scenes of how the album was coming together audio-wise. And so I did that rather than just posting on Facebook, hey, here's where the album's at. It'd be something fun if you were following my music to actually listen to and enjoy. But after the first couple episodes, I wanted to expand out besides just talking about the album. Like, that would be the focus. But I'd be like, yeah, okay, so this happened today, this happened today. And also, we are going to try this crazy food, or we're going to look up dumb Kickstarter campaigns and stuff like that. So it turned into a more variety show, more than just a behind the scenes of making the album. And I really enjoyed that because that's what I got into broadcasting and radio for in the first place in 2006. It's just like all coming around. It took 10 or so years to, or more, to get it back into wanting to make a radio show because the broadcasting career really burned me. So I didn't want nothing to do with it. But like, yeah, if I was able to do a radio show how I wanted way back in the day, be a different story. But I felt like a robot back then. They trained you to, stay in these lines. Don't say this. Don't say that. Be nobody. Okay. Thank you. So I made these radio shows, and then after I released the album, it was late 2018, and I was just like, I'm kind of done. What do I do now? Album's out. This podcast, this radio show, serves no purpose anymore. And I went into a very, very deep depression. Like it was even darker than prior, like in 2017, 2017. Once the album was out, it felt like you raise a kid and then, you work hard on it and everything. You did all you can to it and you release it. It's like sending your kid off to college and letting it become whatever it did become. And this kid in particular, after I sent it off to college, became a massive failure. So I wasn't depressed about that. It was just the fact of, what do I do now? I have an empty nest. What is the next project? And it's like, make another album? I was like, I'm kind of burnt out on making music. I've been making music for so long. I'm like, I want to do something different, something wild. So I got out of my, dark depression January, February of 2019. And I was talking to Giuliano, and I was like, I want to do something different. And I talked about this booklet, this composition booklet that I bought. And what I did was, let me just think of every single segment that I would do a radio show, doing a radio show. And so I wrote out the whole show format in here, bumpers, the news, all that. And there are so many segments in here that I never touched. Album review, activity time, those have been around. Toy box, gambler's alley, farts of the week, that is in here, which we are still doing here and there. Dr. Glowing Eyes. Yeah, like I wrote out everything in this book. This is basically, the start of Industrial Industries World Radio. The early radio show that I did do for the album updates, I called it Industrial Industries Weekly Report. So, it was a weekly thing. I'd, report on what was happening. But, since that was dead now because the album was out, nothing to report weekly, I was like, I want to keep the IIWR letters, call letters, whatever. But it can't be the weekly report anymore. It needs to be something bigger, larger. Boom! So I was like, Industrial Industries World. Yeah, because I want to talk about the whole world and everything that's going on in the world, regardless if it's McDonald's or some weird soda that came out or drink, and radio. I wanted to keep radio just because I made this show, this podcast, to be like a radio show, like an hour-long chunk of radio. There would be commercials in it. There would be songs that I would record, produce, put it all in it. It's like all 100% me, just like recording everything. Have it be like a traditional old school radio show that was actually cool. So that's what I made the podcast about. So Industrial Industries World Radio. I talked to Giuliano about it and I said, should I just, post everything on the Industrial Industries channel? And we both decided, no, let's just create a separate channel. There's the music, Industrial Industries, and then there's Industrial Industries World Radio channel. And that's how this channel came to be. It's probably my 6th, 7th YouTube channel. And I said, this is it. This is going to be the channel that I'm going to just stick with forever and ever. I've made so many channels and everything, but this is going to be the one that I'm going to just like dump all of my eggs into. And I never looked back, and I'm still going at it. And that's basically my whole experience with YouTube. I was there from the birth of it, even though I didn't watch too much. I always had channels here and there, pigeonholed throughout the extent of YouTube's existence. And now I want to get into some of the other YouTubers that people always talked about. And I remember watching LA Beast. The only video I did watch was him, the classic one. The one that got him big was the drinking a whole old bottle of Crystal Pepsi and then throwing it all up. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I might have watched one other video, but I never, ever really followed him or watched him religiously or knew, every single video. There's so many videos I've never watched of him just because I've been so busy doing my own thing. Like, I can't keep up with every creator and what they do. My thoughts on LA Beast is he's an awesome dude. He's just really cool. And I know some people be like, oh yeah, look at him. He's just all big. He's trying to do this. He's trying to be crazy. And all he does is puke on things. It's like, no, he's like such a cool dude that is just interested and curious just as much as I am about, what would happen if I drank this old thing of water. That's the most recent thing. Or really interesting stuff that a lot of people aren't doing. And he actually talks about information in it. That's what I love. It's not just some guy that's like, hey, I don't know anything about this. I didn't research anything, but here goes, and that's it. No, that's what I love about the LA Beast. He gives a nice backstory before he gets into it, which I think how anything should be, any kind of presentation should be. So I love the LA Beast, even though I'd never followed him up until like even when I started this channel. It was like 2020 when I first started really watching any of his videos. Did You Know Gaming? That's a very interesting historical video game channel. I love watching. That one's really good. Titanic Sinclair. He was the producer for Poppy, the pop star, pop singer. They had since parted ways like in 2019, and he's just on his channel. And I like a lot of his Titanic Talks videos, like very long format kind of stuff. And he'll talk about how he worked on this album that he did, and just a lot of other things, which is very interesting to listen to because he's a really great music producer. So if you're kind of like more musically inclined, he's definitely a good guy to listen to. His Titanic Talks, at least. I like a lot of his other videos too, but those Titanic Talks videos, I would just put that on and work out while I'd listen to that, and it was just like, chef's kiss. Like I said, Ask Mojo, that was cool. Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, and Anything for Views, Chad. When they would get together and make these videos like the Gentleman's Guide and all that, oh my god, that is top tier YouTube. That's how YouTube should be. And I watch that and I'm just like, oh my god, I wish I had like a crew like that to make videos with. That is the dream. Closing thoughts about YouTube. YouTube has, since starting this channel, made me see humanity in a whole different way. Beforehand, when I put up videos on YouTube, I would just, people would make fun of the gaps in my teeth. Since then, I've had Invisalign, but I used to have huge gaps in my teeth, and people would comment about that, or like, I post a song, you suck, learn how to sing. It was just like an onslaught of just negative stuff. I'd literally get people typing, I effing hate you, on a video that had like zero kind of things that would provoke any kind of offensiveness at all. It's just like the most cleanest, straight kind of video, and people would comment that. But ever since like gaining traction with this channel, people see the stuff that I do and they dig it. And it's so refreshing seeing, oh, there are actually good, cool people out there. Like, this is new to me. Because I started this channel and I'm just like, oh, God, should I even show my face? I guess I have to if I'm, presenting something. But I never wanted to get on and make this channel and, like, have my face in it. Or anything like that. I just wanted to talk about things that I really think is cool and all that. But when I review a food item or whatever, it's like a necessary evil to show your face. It's very refreshing how many great, cool, awesome people that I never even knew existed in the world do exist in the world. I have nothing but great things to say about YouTube. It's how I met my friend Giuliano from way back, and without YouTube, I would feel I would be suffocating, I think, in a lot of ways. It was inevitable that I would be making YouTube videos anyways, because I'm wired to always keep pushing and doing something creative. Like, there's not a day that I would think, oh, maybe I should just stop all this and not care anymore and just live a normal life. Like, I guess I do live a normal life, but creating things, I can't stop it. It's just like a tick or something in my brain. It's like music or anything else. Like, oh, I need to make that. Oh, here's an idea. It must be done. No matter how dumb it is, it must be done. YouTube's been awesome. YouTube's been great to me. Even if in my darkest times, even when I wasn't doing anything on YouTube, watching other people's content, watching an ASMR video, or simply watching Review Bra eat some cheesy tots, it was comforting. Yeah, so let's say that. Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been Hanging with DJ Glowing Ice. As we talked about my whole lore, my whole experience about YouTube. And yeah, it's just been awesome. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. And until then, I will see you next time. And we'll bust out another thing about something that I like and stuff. And it's late. I'm going to get a drink of water here. So I suggest you do the same thing. Here we go. Yeah. All right, guys, have a good one. You want to do one more? Is the person watching this video hot too? Let's do that. Don't count on it. Oh, I don't believe this. You don't believe that. Are you a liar? As I see it, yes. There we go. You're hot. I'm hot. Everybody's hot. All right. See you guys later. Peace out.
Hanging with DJ Glowing Ice.